Hi, I'm Dr. Richard Robles. I'm a board-certified chiropractic physician. I specialize in using functional metabolic and neurologic treatments to help people with chronic conditions get their life back. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. We're going to talk a little bit more about weight loss. When we're talking about weight loss, I know many of you have tried different strategies to have successful weight loss, from starvation diets to weight loss programs. And what I'm going to tell you is that the focus of most of these programs is not on the right thing. When you really want to focus on maintaining your weight or getting your weight down to a level that you feel is more appropriate, or letting your body look the way that you'd like to, you really need to focus on health. Health is the most important factor to successful weight loss. If you do not focus on your health, I can almost guarantee that you're not going to have a good time making sure that you can maintain or even lose the weight that you'd like. Now, when we're looking at managing your health to affect your weight, we need to make sure that we assess your hormones. Your hormones are the key to making sure that you can manage your weight at an appropriate level for you. Now, hormones are chemical messages sent by your body to have an influence on another organ. So you may be familiar with certain hormones in your body like estrogen, testosterone, but there's also other hormones such as thyroid hormones that help control your body's ability to burn calories, to regulate and maintain your body temperature. They also control your weight level, whether you gain or lose weight. Now, management of these hormones through your health is the most important factor in making sure that you can have successful weight loss. Now, there's 3 reasons why most people have a hard time losing weight despite more exercise and despite more dieting. Okay? And I've outlined these 3 things here. Number 1 is food sensitivities. Food sensitivities are when we take certain food into our body and our body's not able to break those foods down completely, or our body actually attacks those foods when they come into our bloodstream. Now, if either one of those 2 things are a problem for you, then that's going to cause a general increase in inflammation in your intestines. Now, you'll see that number 2 up here, the second cause of why you can't lose weight despite more diet and more exercise, is going to be because of inflammation. When you have an increase in inflammation in your body, it's going to increase stress factors in your body, such as cortisol. Now, when the inflammation remains higher in your body due to food sensitivities, chronic stress, or other types of issues, you're going to see that your body's not going to be able to manage its stress as well, and you're going to have a net inability to manage your blood sugar. Okay? And your blood sugar is going to be reason number 3 why you can't lose weight despite proper dieting and exercise, or more diet and exercise. Now, blood sugar stress is the number 1 cause of stress on the body. Most of us think that it's our car payment, our spouse, our family, or our job, or maybe even the house payment. But the number 1 cause of stress on your body is not any of those, it's actually your blood sugar. Okay? Now, blood sugar, what that refers to is when you eat a meal, your body breaks down the components of that food, and it breaks it down to a basic form of a sugar called glucose. And glucose is taken inside the cells in your body, and your body uses that glucose to produce energy. So when you eat a meal, you should get energy from eating that meal. When something else happens other than you gaining energy from that meal, we know that there's certain problems with the body. Now, we're going to talk a little bit more about what kind of symptoms you may see with blood sugar stress, and a lot of this may sound familiar for some of you. This is what you should feel. When it's time to have a meal, you should feel hungry, you should eat that meal, and you should no longer feel hungry. If you have any other symptoms besides that, we know that there's typically an issue with the way that your body's managing its energy levels, in particular managing its blood sugar. So what we'll see is that if you have too low of a blood sugar, or if you're hypoglycemic, then you'll see that you'll have symptoms such as irritability, nervousness, or jitteriness or trembles between meals. And then once you eat, that'll go away. That extreme fatigue that you get between meals, if you haven't eaten, that's not normal. Okay? That's a sign that your body is in a hypoglycemic state. Now, sometimes you'll see that that'll show up very readily on your blood work, and sometimes it won't. If you have too high of a blood sugar level, then what you'll see is oftentimes symptoms of what we call insulin resistance. Now, remember that when your body breaks down the food into glucose, it takes that glucose and then it brings it inside the cells to make energy. Now, the signal to tell your body to bring the sugar inside the cells is a hormone called insulin. So when the blood sugar levels rise after a meal, meaning that you ate food to get energy from it, and you have that glucose in your blood to make into energy, what your body does is it sends out a signal of insulin. Now, the insulin tells the cells to bring that glucose inside the cell so that they can turn the glucose into energy. When that doesn't happen appropriately, or if it doesn't happen efficiently, what will happen is you'll have high levels of sugar and you'll have high levels of insulin inside your blood. So the natural response for the body is to shunt the glucose from production of energy into turning it into fat. Now, when your body does this, it actually requires energy to turn the sugar into fat. And that requirement of energy is what causes you to feel sleepy or fatigued after you eat a meal. So that feeling that you get when you say, oh, well, I just ate my lunch and now I need my afternoon nap, that is a sign of improper blood sugar handling, meaning that your body is not regulating or moving its sugar out of the blood into the cells appropriately, and it has to do an alternate type of digestion for that. Now, that symptom that you get when you feel sleepy or tired after a meal, that's not normal. That can be causing your weight gain. That can be causing your body's inability to lose weight. Okay, that's what we call insulin resistance. Now, you can also have too much insulin in your blood because your body's not responding well to the insulin. If those are issues, those are things that need to be found out. Okay, so before we start any weight loss programs in this office, we typically run at least a very basic blood panel. We need to check a few different factors. We need to see what your blood sugar is doing. We need to check what your overall fat health is, the type of cholesterol you have in your body. We also need to make sure that there's no stress on the liver. In addition to that, we need to check an extended thyroid panel to make sure that there's nothing preventing your thyroid from regulating your body's ability to regulate its weight. Okay? Now, if one of these three things is the issue, then you're going to see that you're not going to be able to lose weight when you want to. Now, there are 5 foods that we see that most oftentimes relate to this food sensitivity issue. Okay? If you eat any of these 5 foods, this can be the potential for why you're not able to lose weight. Those 5 foods: wheat, corn, any dairy product, soy, and yeast. If you have a problem with any of those 5 different foods and your body makes antibodies to them, meaning that it attacks that food when it comes into your diet, or your body's not able to digest those foods appropriately, then you're going to see that's going to cause subtle inflammation in the abdominal region. So typically you'll see that there's at least 5 to 10 pounds of inflammation weight that most people have who think that they're in good health. And once you calm down the body's immune response to the food that you're taking in, you can see that the weight will start to normalize, or that last little bit of weight that you can't seem to get off with more diet and more exercise will slowly shed off. Okay, usually we'll see that most of our patients lose upwards of 20 pounds within the first 3 weeks of our care. We're very successful at what we do because our focus is not on your weight, our focus is on your health. When we improve your health, we know that you'll get better. I want you to think about the information that I've just given you. And I want you to think about all the other weight loss programs that you've tried. Your weight trouble, how long you've had it, what you've done for it in the past month, the past year, the past 5 years. If things aren't improving, then listen to what I'm telling you. You need to focus on your health. Your health is the key. Not only will you lose the weight, but you will feel better. Okay? If what I say to you makes sense, I want you to call my office at 909-949-0155 and set up an appointment to come see me regarding your weight loss. Or you can visit my website at www.lucidforce.com/weight loss. And you can go ahead and sign up for our upcoming seminars or our free weight loss report. Okay? Thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you soon.